Howdy, Possum Patty, and well, you know the Saki Bottom Bunch by now, don't you? Unless you're a new Possum Peep, and then welcome, welcome. All right, well, right where we left off yesterday, yes, Emma's still on the table. I had an idea to put some fabric on the page. While I was doing that, I was thinking about the very last page and what I want to put on that page. And I started printing out pictures. They're right here, don't lose them. And grabbing scraps of paper. And I got buttons and fabric and papers and my little Ivy printer. And yeah. Yeah, I'm working on this. I don't know if I'll get it done tonight, but we're going to make progress towards getting this finished. Oh, you know what? When I was looking at what page needed to be done, which was this one, I remember I said I would put like maybe an event, something that happened over the summer there. I'm staring at this page and I'm like, something's missing off of this page. I think there was supposed to be some more done to this page right here, because this is a tuck right here. Yeah, I think there was supposed to be some journaling about the parade, more than what I put on there anyway. And yeah, I never finished the watermelon page. I think I was going to do something with ants and the parade or a picnic or something. I don't know. Yeah, so I might have to still work on that page, and I might have to still work on the cataract page. And yeah, my whole idea of getting this done in 2 days is just not going to happen. And Halloween's coming up, and there's lots of things going on. So I will just keep at it, and I would love your company while I did so. So come on along. So I was mentioning fabric, and I found this strip of fabric, very delicate. I love this. It's got little blue flowers, like forget-me-nots, my flower of the year, and some little yellow ones and pink ones. Very subtle, very delicate. And I just thought it went really nicely with this journaling card with the yellows and the blues. Very delicate. See the little blue flowers, and this has got little blue flowers. So I took a little strip and I just used my machine and I stitched it to the top of the journaling card. Now let's put that in there for now. The other thing I was going to do was put a little fabric along the edge, just to sort of soften it up a little bit, right? So what I do when I'm going to put a ruffle on the edge of a page like this, I get a piece of cardstock that's exactly the length of the page that I want. All right, so I want the ruffle to be that long. And then I make a little strip, and I take it over to the sewing machine with just a long strip of fabric. Don't have to measure it ahead of time. And I just start stitching it and putting the folds in. I try to make them not even, and I try to make them going in different directions while I'm sewing. And I just keep going and going and going. And then, when I get to the bottom of the card like that, then I stop, I take it out of the machine, and I clip it. So there's no guessing about how much material am I going to need to put it on here. I know I did one the other day that was no stitching, and I did the same thing, but instead of stitching with the machine, I just used glue to put it down. And I could have done it the same way. I could have just used glue and put it down on the card, or I could have just put some glue there and then just tacked this down with the glue and had a nice little bit of ruffled fabric on the edge of the page like that. Here's my finished product. And as you can see, I had a scrap of this paper left over from making the journaling card. I cut it to size, took it to the machine, and I took the fabric and I just, made little folds in it, different directions. Some are going down and some are going up. Try to get some crooked ones in there. So all I have to do is put some glue and glue that down like that, just to put something else on the page. Then I was thinking, I want to put something on there. And the journaling card has birds, birds, and flowers on the back. So the pink flowers, okay. So I'm thinking, well, what if I get out my buttons, my special wood buttons. All right, let me just move some of these things. That means just throw it over there. Okay. So I have this little box. There's plastic and wooden buttons in here. And I've got these little birds. And I'm thinking, do I want to sit here and stitch some little birds? Do I? I might. Let's see, we got pink. What colors do we want? Okay, here's the strip. Oh, pink would look nice. Definitely pink. Do we have blue? This one's more purple. This one's kind of blue. And what do we, oops, we're jumping everywhere. This one's kind of yellow and green and pink. Oh, I like that one, yes. Hearts. How many should we put? 3? 3 is a magical number, right? I could put 3. Pink, blue, and yellow. Do we want to add a green one? Maybe we'll add 4. All right, so now I have to get some thread and a needle to sew these to the paper. I would just glue them down, but they have holes in them, so I want it to look like a button with the thread coming through the holes. So I'm going to work on that. This paper I just got out for the other page. Got my needle threader. This is my long needle that I use when I'm sewing in the car. It's easy to keep a grip on it. How I do this is I'll take the first one and put it somewhere near the top. These don't have to be perfectly even, but I do like them spread out. Maybe right there. We had another very nice, lovely October day today. And tomorrow it's supposed to be like record warmth. Just want to see some thread like that. Now I could put a little knot. Oops. All right, I'm going to make 2 knots. And now what I do is I go down to the bottom. All right, which order do we want them in? Maybe I'll put the green one at the bottom. And this way, it's just easier to eyeball the 2 in the middle once I have the top and the bottom bird on there. No, I still have not organized the room yet. But I did wash the kitchen floor. But then I was saying it was so nice outside, so I had to go outside for a little bit and sit on the porch, take a little walk, spend some time outside. It's unusually warm for this time of year. So you got to enjoy it while you can, because it will not be like this in November. Then I just take the remaining 2 and sort of eyeball it a little bit and like, oh, it's a morning dove o'clock already. Yeah, I did a few things before I turned on the camera, so making progress. I got a few minutes. I'll keep going. So Mark Twain used to live over in Hartford. His house is still there. I've been to his house. I mean, you know, not like he invited me over for a cup of tea, but it's now an historical landmark, so you can go visit. That sounded funny. Yeah, I've been over to his house. So, yeah. So he used to live here, and what he said about New England is, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes because it's very changeable. And October in Connecticut can be 80 degrees, which it's going to be tomorrow, or it could snow. But we've had a really warm, sunny, dry October. Matter of fact, we have brush fires going on all over the place. It's been so dry and windy. And the last little bird, try to put them at maybe a slightly different angle. I got this one going down a little bit, and this one going straight. Maybe put this one going up somewhere around here. And just finish off this last one. Grab my Fabri-Tac. Make sure my birds are not upside down. And put them right on the edge. Oh, what? What did you just say? Oh, I heard you. I heard you. You want me to put a button on the tag, too. Well, I guess we're going to have to do that. What side should I put the button on? This side? Is this the back? Is this the front? I think that's the back. I think this is the front. Oh, you know what? You're right. I can put 2 birds, one on each side. It's a little tricky, but let's see. Okay, we didn't use this one yet. Does not show up very well, though. How about this darker one? Oh, here's one that matches the flowers. That's cute. And then on the other side, you put that one, or let's see what I got here. I think I've used all these colors. Those are the 2 that I haven't used, so let's go with those and see if I can do this correctly. All right, so I'm going to start here, go through this way. And again, if you don't like to sew, just glue it down. You can even tie a little thread in there. Just poke it through and tie it, and then glue it down, and it'll look like you sewed it. Then you're on this side, and you do this bird. Like that. And you poke it through just like that. And let's do one more stitch on this side. Right through the other bird and back into somewhere. Back into, I'm going to try and get it through the bird, but not the paper. Can I do that? All right. Well, I got threads coming out of everywhere here. So I didn't go through the paper, so now I'm just going to grab a stitch to tie this off on. And just make one more and pull it tight. And There's the little blue bird and the little sort of neon pink bird, magenta bird, red bird, whatever you want to call that color. Kind of matches the flowers though. All right, bring the journal back. I love this though. Doesn't that just add a little something to the page? Because it's so bright here, and just to have that paper bag there was just, you know, blasé, blasé. Oh, that's cute. Oh, I like that. Okay, I'm very happy with that page. And now we're going to go to this page. And then I have to think about those two other pages. So I decided which event I wanted to put on this page. And I want some grass in the background. I know it's got soccer balls on that side, but I just want this grass. Because we had a little picnic in August. Yeah, I'm still journaling about August. Actually, there's some things in May I need to journal about too. Anyway, we had a little picnic in August on my mom's birthday at my sister's house, which used to be my mom's house, and she sold it. So we wanted to have one last family get together at the house before it was sold. And we decided to do it, you know, on the anniversary of her Earth birthday. And we just had a little picnic and visited, and we played some yard games. I'm going to rip the edge. I don't want this straight, but I want to cut it down to size. I'm going to leave a little pink showing around the edge, but I want the grass in the middle. Yeah, so we played some little lawn games and cornhole. You know the cornhole game where you got to toss the bean bags into the hole. It's like playing horseshoes or something, you know. So I printed out some pictures of the fam playing that. So I think I'll just journal about the day. That's probably our last family picnic at the old house. I don't know. This just reminded me of camo, but it's supposed to be grass. Does it look like grass? It's supposed to be grass. Okay, so I thought this would be the background because this is going to represent the yard. I left a little pink border around. And I printed out somewhere, a little cornhole thing. So you just have this board and it's elevated on the back side and there's a hole there. And you've got to take your bean bag and get them in the hole like that. And I thought I would make some kind of little like flip up journal book and put the pictures of the family in there. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just glue this down and then work on that little flip up thing. I already printed out the pictures. Oh, and I thought I would use this green as the little pages to put the pictures on. So I'm going to make a little booklet. So I'm going to cut this paper and put the pictures there. Throw everything over there. All right, so this first. I want to put glue stick in the middle and tacky glue around the edge. And I can see that I'm at the end of this glue stick. A little bit more in, a little bit more in there. And just place that down on the journal page. And now, this keeps getting in the way here. I need to somehow put papers in here Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 pictures, maybe 1 for journaling, 5. So I guess the first thing, I'll figure it out. But the first thing I know is I've got to cut these down to size. I think I'll make them a little narrower than this. That is just perfect. Awesome, perfect. All right, now do I put a fold in the top maybe? And the first one I'll glue down, but the other ones will be able to flip up. So I want about that much extra. And I'm going to make them a little bit shorter than this. How about there? So this will get glued down like this, and it'll be able to flip up like that. All right, give me a second so I can cut 4 more of these and then glue them right there, like that. I've got my papers cut and I folded the tops under like that, and I'm going to glue it all to here. And I'm thinking about ripping these edges like a staggered, like shorter, longer, like that, part of the flip up. Just pressing these down one more time. And this is paper, it is not cardstock. And I got the patterns going different ways. Yeah, okay, that's how I want it. All right, so the first one down is this one. I figured cardstock, it would be too much with all these folds, and I wanted to be sure I used something thinner and get it in the middle. I want to get it right in the fold and in the middle. There must be an easier way of doing this, but that's okay. Now, do I want to put that one in there like that, or just glue this whole thing down to the page? I think I'm going to put some glue stick right there. Whoops, the end of the glue stick. Thank you, Ollie. Put that down there. Well, that was many layers of gluing, yes. And I want to make sure it's nice and tight and dry before I start flipping through and putting on pictures and doing my journaling. And then when that's all done, all I have to do is glue it down to the page, and it will be done, or as done as a journal page ever gets. Yeah, so I'm gonna let that dry, come back and finish that tomorrow. What a mess. What a mess. Things everywhere. All right, now I have to go back and figure out what I was gonna do on the watermelon page. I finished the other page, and I just have to put a note in the cataract page about my post-surgery checkup, and then it may be done. I don't know. I'm going to have to go through it again and see if there's anything else I left out. But that's okay. No pressure, no rush, right? It's just journaling and it's just for fun. So thanks for coming along today and happy junk journaling. Bye bye.